Good evening. Welcome to Confessions of a Broken Heart. You don't think I could leave it at the last episode, could you? A lot of time has passed. A lot of time has passed. And I've realised how hard it is being away from the person you truly love and want to spend the rest of your life with. I've not been with that person for a few years now. She was the love of my life, best fiance I've ever had. 6 years. Yeah, she was amazing. And I know that I was not perfect, and I know I stuffed up in that relationship. And it sucks because I know what I did was wrong. I know what an effect it made on both families. Because she was lovely. The most generally beautiful person I've ever met that would have done anything for me. And I'll always love her. I feel like, looking at photos of us now, and I think, if you took away family, friends interfering in our relationship, we would have made it. We would have had kids, we would have got married. And it's always sad that she always, she never thought she was good enough for me. She was like, oh, but you like skinny girls. It's like, no, it was never about that. I really do love her. And every day I miss her. Even to have her as a friend in my life would be just amazing. I see what she went through because years after I went through it with my ex, she did the exact same thing to me. So I know how it feels to be in an abusive relationship because I was abused very badly and cheated on. But what life's taught me is, the last thing I remember the love of my life said to me, you got to get your shit together and become the man that... And I became the man she wanted. I got my shit together. I went and got help. And, yeah, I'm watching something in the back. I don't know what the fuck that is. Some sort of horror movie. I got the help, but it was all too late. I'm not with her now. And, if she saw the guy that I am now, maybe things would be different. Maybe... Just trying to... when you want things to go right, they don't go right, do they? I'll just set up for now. I became the person that person wanted me to be. I really got my shit together. I'm not the person that she fell in love with. She's probably not the person I fell in love with. But I'm a better person now. I learned by my mistakes. I've dated since her and none compare. I said to BW and my workmates night, I had the most amazing partner anyone could have in life. She was the best ever. She was literally part of the family. She did everything for me. I worship the ground she walks on pretty much because she's that great. I wish in some ways we could make peace. I wish some ways that we could even just be friends and she can see what kind of person I am now. A lot's changed. If she knew what happened after her, she'd be like, whoa. But I kept my promise. I became the person she wanted me to be. I said to my parents tonight, I said to my dad, once they're gone, I can't, even if financially I'm set, I'm still not going to cope without my parents in my life. And Dad's like, oh, you find someone, don't worry. And I'm like, you don't understand. I could find someone, but it just doesn't do anything. It's different if the love of my life was still in my life and she was, looking after me like she used to. That would have been fine. But, you know, I lost both my grandparents this year. My mum lost both her mum and dad. I lost two of my best friends that were always there for me. 4 deaths this year. And it's something that, your friends are supposed to be there for you when something like this happens, but I didn't have the friends in the right spots. I'm glad I'm working now. It takes my mind off things in some ways, but some nights, I come home like tonight from work, and, I'm knackered. It'd be nice to just cuddle up to the love of my life and just, watch a movie or something, play some games, but for the rest of my life, I'm going to be lonely. The rest of my life, I'm going to be single. No kids, no partner. And I'm pretty much the only one in my family that hasn't got a kid or a partner. The rest of my family, brothers and sisters, nephews, got kids, marriage. They've all got somebody. I've stayed single for a year because I was just sick and tired of the bullshit of, being used and abused. It's been good. At one stage, I was just hooking up with someone every week. And then I just went, no, I cut down. I didn't even have sex in this whole year because since my ex abused the shit out of me, and I was like, no, fuck this. I give up sex. I don't need it. There's more to life than just, having sex. I hooked up with a lot of girls, but then just recently I just went, nah, fuck it. I'm stopped. See, you guys don't understand what it's like to be truly alone without, friends, without, kids. If you got no kids, no partner, no one to talk to, that's how lonely I am. I appreciate everything the Lord God, Lord Jesus has put in front of me. But if you take away materialistic things and you take away the core, you can't stop death. But how you deal with it, I don't deal with it very well. Because every time someone dies that I know, it just reminds me every day that mum and dad, their time will come one day. And I said to dad, I will not cope. I mean, what's the point of living to 60, 70 years old? For me, what am I going to do? Let's think realistically. 60, 70 years old. No parents around. No friends, no family. I'll be stuck alone with nothing. Sure, I'll have a roof over my head, but I won't be happy. You know what I mean? I won't even be happy when I'm 50 years old. Without my parents, I cease to exist in this world. It's like I don't really think there's a decent person in this world right now that will take care of me and be the partner I want, if I'm being honest. I had that once in my life, and I screwed that up massively. And I feel bad at what I did. Because she was the most amazingest person, most beautiful person I've ever kissed, done stuff with. I felt safe with her. I trusted her. She always used to stick up for me. I mean, I put an engagement ring on her finger 6 months into the relationship. Because I thought maybe one day that I'd make that next step. I never told her that. But I was thinking to myself, fuck. Every year went by and I saw her looking after kids and stuff, and I thought, that's a woman that you want to marry. She wasn't my type when I first started dating her the second time around. First time around. The second time around, it was like I think we're always meant to be together. If people didn't interfere in our relationship and just, let us be whatever we were, we would never have an argument or a fight or anything. We'd just be good. You think about the bad things in life. There was so much good with her. I'm looking at her right now because she was beautiful and funny. I love her sweet chili spaghetti. Oh my God, I'd do anything just to have her cook me again that sweet chili spaghetti. Oh God, I miss that. And one of my Facebook memories the other day was it was yesterday or the day before. It showed the time where I cleaned up her house, like made it all nice and clean. And it made me realize, I can be that great guy. See, I was born a nutcase. I can't hide that. It took me to lose the love of my life before I realized I needed help. I mean, they say everything happens for a reason, but I don't know what would have happened if we didn't break up. To be honest, I don't know if I would have a second house. I don't know if I'd be living here. Like, I thought the living arrangements with me and her were great because, she could go spend some time up her place and I can spend down here. And we gave each other space, and I think that's what made it work because we just gave each other space. She'd go to work on the Fridays, Saturdays, I'd go to work. And we weren't in each other's face. And I think that's the key to a successful relationship is as long as you're not in each other's face, and move in fully. The moment you move in fully, you're always at each other. You need that time to just go out and do your own thing. Like with me and her, we used to do Pokemoning at night. We used to do a lot of things and it was great. And it's just not the same anymore. My 78-year-old dad, he takes me Pokemoning. I mean, it's crazy. Like I say to him, you don't have to. And he's like, no. It's just we get to spend time together. I went to a concert the other night. I went to see El Divo. And I saw people way older than me. But there was this guy that talked to me. He was an 82-year-old man. He was there with his wife. And I looked at them and went, I can't get to that age and be like that. And he knew that, he said, when you get to a certain age, your time's shorter. And he said, you just got to enjoy life while you can. And they seemed very happy. And to be honest, the way that I saw them, I thought, I could see, if one died, the other would die straight after. But he kind of reminded me of my dad. Even though he's 4 years older than my dad, I could see, when your time's up or you're getting shorter, as long as you've done something in your life that meant something to someone, that's all that matters. But I don't. You know how hard it is every day when I turn on my computer and see all these beautiful people, because I made a wallpaper with all my friends and the people that mean something to me. And of course, the love of my life's there, but my best friend's there and other random girls kissing me. But when I look at these photos, I'm happy, and these females and males that are in these photos are generally happy with me. There's one particular photo I'm looking at right now, me and my bestie. And I know she doesn't watch this, so I can say this. There's one particular photo where I'm smiling into the camera. I'm in this purple shirt. Got a bit of hair there. And she's giving me a kiss on the cheek. And that's the photo that I'm like, that's what I miss. Having that sort of affection, feeling loved. I'm just looking at her photos of me and her. She's always kissing me on that side. No, the left. Yeah, what's the left side she kisses me? That's interesting. I'm just looking at all the... Actually, the other girl, two kiss. Yeah, every girl kisses me on the left, I've noticed. Isn't that interesting? Jeez. Something about this left side. It is left, isn't it? Yeah, it's left, yeah. But You could have everything in the world you want. It doesn't make you happy. Money does not buy you happiness. Objects, well, they do say money doesn't buy happiness, yeah, but it gets you a very nice car. It pays for the bills and it gets you a lot of chicks. Who said that? I think it's Jason Statham. Jason Statham, I think he said on Road one day, he said, oh, they say money doesn't buy you happiness, but it can get you a fast car. Fast women. And it's like, that's a good point. Money does, in some ways, make you happy when, financially, you don't have to worry about anything. You can buy the nice things in life, but you attract the wrong women. The more successful, the more money you have, the more people will leech off you. And I don't want someone to like me for that. And that was what was good about my fiance of 6 years. She loved me just for me. We were both a little crazy. Ooh, we did some crazy shit. Ex-nay on the sheets, mate. Oof. But we made each other happy. And we stood by each other. But the moment we broke up, it was like my world came crumbling down. It was a reality check. Like, you got to get your fucking shit together. And I did. I don't think that me and her will ever see each other again, talk to each other, even though I'd love to just know what's going on, what happened, and I'd love to have her come here and just, spend time here, See all the new changes, like, it's a lot different now, but, it's like she doesn't exist in this world anyway. But I'll always love her. She was the most beautiful person I've ever been with. I've hooked up with a lot of girls since, but she'll always have a piece in my heart. And I know the day won't ever come, but if it did, I guess I'll be able to rest in peace and be happy. What version of her will I find? I don't know, because as far as I'm concerned, the person you fall in love with isn't the same after a breakup. After they've been with someone else, they change. And I've definitely changed for the better. You can see it in my face. I still look great for my age. I look great, but the clock's ticking. You've got to be appreciative for what you have and be appreciative to your family, your friends, your parents, especially your parents, Me, I worry every day. Last few days since my grandpa died, that was a death that made me really think about life and people, and I want, for my parents' sake, to see me happy with someone. But it's not going to happen. Sure, I'd love to have more hours at work, so when I do get enough hours, I can afford to buy a second house. I got enough money put away, but it's not enough right now. Because Dad said, before he goes, he wants me to have at least 2 or 3 houses. That way that I can, financially look. But I said, Dad, look, Dad, it's not about, I could win the Cross Lotto and be financially set for life, but without you and Mum, I can't do anything. That's why I said, Dad, we've got to get a photo of me, Mum, and Dad and the dog, like a portrait, because later on when the dog passes away, that's my best friend, I'll have them right here on my shoulder, like my mum and dad and my dog. Because they're the ones that at the end of the day keep me going. They're the ones that give me hope. And this heater is not hot enough. See? I've just turned it to 27. That's the thing, like, it says 27 up here, but it doesn't say 27 up. Okay. I hate technology. But someone said, well, what happens if the day comes and you and the love of your life decide to meet again? I haven't really thought that far ahead. I guess I'd say sorry and really mean it. I guess I wouldn't know what to say. I'd just be really happy to see her. I don't know if she thinks about me. I don't know if she watches any of my vids. But then, like I said, if you're a part of someone's life for such a long time, even after a breakup, you always are curious of what's going on. And I think not just her, but another one would be watching my YouTube vids and be like, this is what's going on in his life. Because I know that happens. I ain't stupid. I know there's someone that watches this vid and waits for me to fuck up. She sits next to her boyfriend, and I hope they don't watch it together because that's just fucked up. Like, you're watching me with your boyfriend. You should be concentrating on your partner and not me. But those people do not exist in my universe anymore. The bad human beings that treated me like shit and destroyed this family. Try to. You can't break something that's already broken. After me and the love of my life broke up, it was, for me since then, it hasn't been the same. I became a better person. I've had a reality check in life. I don't get even angry that often anymore. There's just no point. Like, people need to understand that the way you take your anger out, you can do it in a non-violent way. Go play a fucking video game if you want. Go get a punching bag or something. Don't take it out on someone. We'll get angry when our sports teams lose, which surprisingly both my soccer teams are playing against each other. Tonight I'm going to watch that in a minute. But at the end of the day, if you two love each other, if there's love, there's always a way. You've heard me say that a lot, but it's true. If there was something you loved about that person once, that means you can love again, whether you're scared or not. If you can remember good times with that person and how that person made you feel as a person, it doesn't matter if you break up 20 times. It's here. That person's always in your heart, and they will always be in your heart. The longer you spend time with someone, they're always going to be there. I mean, I don't think it's possible, because I don't know. If the love of my life rang me one night, doesn't matter what time of night, it could be 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 2 in the morning, and she said, hey, I need to see you, I'd be getting my pants on, getting my jumper on, and fucking flooring it all the way up there. Don't know what I'd say. Just like it's been a while, and when you see the love of your life after all these years and then you suddenly have contact with them, it's like, what do you say? You know what I mean? Like, I'm scared of getting that call, to be honest. I mean, I don't have that phone turned on, so I wouldn't be able to get the call. The best way to contact me is through Facebook. Facebook is the only way these days, because I don't give out my new number. But someone said, you reckon it'd work if you and the love of your life came back into each other's lives? I think it would work, because I've learnt by my mistakes. I've learnt that I know what she wanted, and as a loving partner, I should have given her more attention, more affection. Should have told her every day how beautiful she is, because she was. Like, I think because she knows, because I got raped by 2 bigger girls in my life, and because she was a bigger girl herself, she was always like, oh, but you could have someone better than me. You could have your blonde, skinny girl. And I'm like, no, honey, it's not about that. Because the love of my life made me look past looks, made me, she did it for me. Whereas girls after her, it's just, a hookup and that's it to them, I dated a lot of girls since then, hooked up with a lot of girls since then, but none have compared to her. She was real. She was someone that would take a bullet for me. She was someone that looked after me when I was sick. They wouldn't. She was someone that didn't care about money. She never asked me for money. She never asked for anything. In fact, she was the one that buys me stuff. I look at all these women on my Facebook, not Facebook, my wallpaper, and I look and go, druggy, 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 druggy whore, druggy, schizo, bipolar druggy. So you see the pattern here? They were really bad. So I say to my friends, I say, if you really want to be happy in life, find out the person that's interested in you if they're really interested in you for you. If they start saying, move in straight away, that's a warning flag. You don't move in with someone even within 6 months. Because obviously that girl has nowhere else to go, and she looks at you and goes, oh, well, guess what? He's got a place and a room. He's got a car. He's got money. Hasn't it ever the thought occurred to you when you're single and then suddenly out of nowhere girls are like, oh, you want to start dating? And then they start moving with the guy straight away. Obviously the girl wants you because it's a place to stay. And they'll give you a sob story like, oh, I've got nowhere to go. I just broke up with my ex. He was a bad guy. You hear the same stuff over and over again. I said to some of the guys at work tonight, I said, stay single and spend the money on yourself. Don't fucking waste money on people that don't deserve it. Like, I know so many people that think, oh, I'm lonely, I needed someone. No, you don't need someone. You just need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I mean, I've only got two lights on right now. But if I really I could light this up. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I've got 10 lights I could put on. And this room would be like a fucking galaxy. It's pretty cool. I got the big TV here, and, I got the aircon. This thing in summer is going to save me fucking ass. When you turn the button, it goes cold. It is freezing. When you got the heat on here, it's perfect. It's like you can literally walk around the room naked. I got fucking rugs each side of my bed that are like $250. Crazy. I've got a new sheet cover. I've got a new bed. I've got, everything but a new Xbox. I haven't got the new Xbox. I've got the PlayStation 5, but at the end of the day, it's just not the same without somebody here. I will always love the love of my life. You know how hard it is to make this video and not cry? Because I fucked up. I had the best thing that money couldn't buy. I had the best human fucking being in this whole universe. And Andre fucked up. I was an asshole. I'm not even that person anymore. I was disgusting. And I regret it. And I'm ashamed of it. But I can't go back and change the past. I just know that it would never happen again. Because what I've learned over the last few years since then is I've learned a lot. And believe me, I've paid for it since. But, like Mrs. Doubtfire did say, if there's love, there's always a chance. If you ever love somebody, if you ever think about them once a week, once a month, if they're still on your mind, it means that you've got unfinished business. Whether you've got to make peace, whether you still love the person, you want to get back with them. For me, it would be just good to make peace, but I would not say no to a relationship with that person. But she'd be the only person in this world that I would say yes to. Yeah, because no one compared to her. She didn't do drugs, she didn't smoke, she barely drank. And that was what I wanted. But the most thing I wanted from her is for her to stand on her own 2 feet. Don't listen to anyone else. If you want to be with whoever you want to be with, that's your choice. You want to be friends with whoever you want to be friends with, that's your choice. I feel like she was always like a puppet to everyone. Everyone pulled the strings. And when I came into her life, I cut the strings off. I wanted her to give her the freedom that she deserved, and she did. You know, I did stuff for her that no one did for her. And I don't know what. I mean, I think maybe on her end there'd be a lot of unexplained questions that I need to answer, and there's definitely some on my end, and I think that's needs to be addressed sometime. I mean, I don't think I'll be around much longer anyway. Like I said, clues are in my Facebook vids, YouTube vids. But I would hope that she's growing up and realised, hey, look, he wasn't always bad. I wasn't always bad, no. She's got to realise that if you take away my parents, her family, my pet family, if you take all them out, of all those people interfering, there would never have been an argument. There would have never been any problems. She was loved in our family. Mum and Dad loved her. But I just got to believe that somehow she knows that it was one day where I completely lost control. You know, it was one fucking day. I mean, every relationship has arguments, fights. But the thing that is, she was faithful to me. She could have gone, you know, but she didn't. And if she did, she hid it well. But it's just these 3 photos I'm looking at right now. 4, just in that corner. Every photo was smiling. 4 different looks too. Blonde hair, brunette, black, bit of brownie black. She had a gorgeous smile. Anyways, thank you for watching Confessions of Broken Heart. I haven't done this for a while because, you know, it does take a lot out of me. Yes, I'm wearing a Twisted Bliss. I love this. I'll show you. There you go. Should have wore it for Halloween, but check the 4 corners of your screen. You'll see some vids, one from 3 years ago, and some other things about me. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to go and relax, and I'll talk to you all soon.